The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
So again, Pearl Jam tickets coming up in about 10 minutes when we get you on the phones for Clash with Kenzie, where Roker Jr. will be hosting because Kenzie's still on maternity leave. We will hear from her today, by the way. A lot of people want to hear a check-in, and, she's at well, certainly it's kind of brutal to breastfeed, I've heard.
Oh.
I know. It tires you out. You ever done that?
It does tire you out.
Yeah. You got to wake up every 2 hours, feed the baby. But she's going to check in with us about 8:30, so we'll talk to Kenzie. We're excited to hear from her. And we'll get to sports here right now.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
Well, last night the Bulls got crushed by the team that's probably going to win the NBA championship, the Celtics. They now have the best record in the NBA after beating the Bulls 44-12. But the problem is they always choke, don't they?
They're going to choke.
You think so?
They're going to choke, yeah.
Yeah, if there's a team that I want to latch onto and enjoy because I like Jaylen Brown, I liked watching Tatum play, it'd be them. I'd say the Bulls aren't going to win the East, so why not the Celtics, I'd like to see the Celtics win. I really would.
You should be cheering for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
That's Case's boys.
Wow, they're good. They're good finally.
This is what I've been saying.
I'll give you a little backstory on this, Roker, that before the season, we're talking, 10 months ago,
Yeah,
Roker said...
the Bulls' first game of the year, they played the Thunder.
Yeah, and Case said to keep an eye on the Thunder, what they're going to do this year. And people went, ha! And now look at the Thunder. They're doing pretty decent.
Yeah, I think they blew the Bulls out by like 30 that night, too, didn't they?
That can't be the barometer, though. That's not the barometer for success.
That means nothing.
That means nothing.
Yeah.
The Blackhawks host the Jets tonight, but who cares? Because Sunday is what it's really about with the Blackhawks hosting the Red Wings at the Madhouse. The return of Patrick Kane, who said he wanted to return and actually retire a Blackhawk. Connor Bedard playing well. He's back. Chelios jersey retirement. Michael Jordan will be in the house. Screw the Ring of Honor. I'm going to Chelly's jersey retirement. That's crazy. And then also, according to some sources, people like Cindy Crawford, Eddie Vedder will be flying in for it as he stopped the whole Pearl Jam show back in November and brought Chelios on stage to tell him his jersey was being retired. And I've heard also Kid Rock may be there.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Bob Ritchie.
Yeah.
He's a good guy, actually.
That just makes me think that Papa Roach might show up, too.
Why?
I don't know. If Kid Rock's there, I think Papa Roach,
right.
not the band that's as big as Kid Rock, but then like someone there,
I don't, Jacoby from Papa Roach doesn't strike me as a hockey guy. Maybe I'm wrong.
But it sounds like he heard, I want to be there, and that's an event I want to be at.
Eddie Vedder and Kid Rock were there, and he hit up his agent and was like, how can I get into the Blackhawks game?
Yeah, can you hook me up?
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to be at White Sox at the Cubs today. 2 o'clock, spring training baseball, White Sox at the Cubs. And does that not have the feel it used to? I know it's spring training, first of all, but White Sox Cubs just always gets, I used to just get ready.
It used to be huge.
I used to be ready to go.
Yep.
And I know that both teams, it feels a long time now from the Cubs, 2016. I'm not diminishing it. I'm a Cubs fan. I'm here with 2 White Sox fans. And I'm still giddy over 2016. It hasn't worn off. I don't know about 2005 because we talk about things 20 years ago. Next year we'll talk about the White Sox 20 years ago when they won the World Series. And that team was incredible. As a Cubs fan, I can say that team was outstanding. I was telling Roker, I got taken by our guy Jeff Hill here back then to the White Sox home opener after they won the World Series when they come out with Thunderstruck. And to use Travis Kelce's words, it was electric.
I loved it when they came out to Thunderstruck.
And they passed out replica rings, and I got one. And that afternoon, later, people were selling them on eBay for $500 and getting it.
I wish I had known because I had one.
Well, I was thinking I'm going to wait then because it'll probably be worth thousands of dollars later. A little plastic replica ring.
Plastic really appreciates in value.
I looked them up. I remember 2 weeks later, they were $20. I missed my window. I still have the ring. If anybody wants to buy it for $500, I'll give it to you.
Oh, what a steal.
right. I'll give you a break.
Thanks for that offer, Brian. I really appreciate it.
Do you have MLB Network?
We don't have that on YouTube TV,
We don't.
right?
That's one thing. It's the one flaw with YouTube TV.
They just aired an original airing yesterday, and it'll run through the weekend, I'm sure. They were recapping Game 7 of the 2016 World Series. So it was Bob Costas and Tom Verducci were hosting, and they were with Joe Madden and Terry Francona.
Wow.
And they were going through the entire game.
Just in today's recapping it, so they were recapping it. Wow.
Yes.
That's cool.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Too bad we missed that.
I know. It's the one flaw with YouTube TV. I really miss MLB Network.
Yeah, they have for sports fans, everything else, YouTube TV is great. It really is. staying with the White Sox for a second. So the White Sox could get the city funding, the $1 billion they're looking for from the state. By the way, the state of Illinois, I believe, is $68 billion in debt. The state is.
It's got to be at least.
So why not give $1 billion for a new stadium for a billionaire that could afford to do it?
And Reinsdorf went down to Springfield the other day, and I guess he thought Blagojevich was still there because it was just like, it used to be I just hand him the envelope and it was a done deal.
I got this golden thing.
Yes.
Part of this, I'm paraphrasing a little bit because I haven't seen the whole report on it, but I think Reinsdorf is kind of blaming Sox fans for not filling guaranteed rate regularly for the cause of having to do a new stadium, which he believes they will fill regularly because it'll be brand new and shiny, for not getting somebody like Shohei Ohtani dishing out the money, even though they laughed at that $700 million contract from the Dodgers when it came out. We're not doing that. We're not getting a good player. I don't care. I'm not paying $700 million for a player who basically wants $2 million a year until he retires, by the way. It's the biggest scam ever that Shohei Ohtani is not getting paid his money till the end.
Yeah, his contract is backloaded, so the Dodgers don't have to pay him the full amount now.
They're paying him like $2 million a year. That should be illegal because it keeps the cap for the Dodgers great until the end.
Yeah, but if he did that with the Cubs, you would applaud the Cubs for it, right?
If he would do what now? I'm sorry?
If he had the same contract with the Cubs, you would applaud the Cubs for it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Of course.
Those contracts are pretty common, though. I know, like, Reinsdorf used to, they had a second baseman, Julio Cruz, that they were paying him 10 years after he retired.
Yeah, but I've never heard of one like this for $700 million.
Yeah,
I mean, they're just going to probably give him a piece of the team and say, hey, instead of
it's
that
smart
money,
because you can put that money away and just have it accrue interest, right?
Yeah.
And then you don't actually have to give him $700 million because you've probably accrued a lot in interest.
well, like America, who cares about debt 10 years from now? Like, I might be dead by then, so someone else is going to have to take care of that rest of that $700 million. That's exactly, who cares about that?
I remember when Ryne Sandberg signed the biggest contract in Major League Baseball history, $7 million a year.
Wow. $7 million.
$7 million.
Well, listen.
And now a backup shortstop is making $7 million.
Well, Tim Anderson got $5 million. He sucks.
And all he did was lose a fight last year. That's it.
Yeah, good luck. It's the Marlins, right?
He went to the Marlins on a one-year, $5 million deal a year after being statistically one of the single worst players in Major League Baseball.
And he got $5 million.
Yeah.
To be the worst.
3 years ago, I was ready to carry him on my back and fight him and bring him to war if we needed it. He
Yeah.
was my guy. I
Yeah.
loved everything about him. I drove him to the airport to fly to Miami. I can't stand him now.
Well, he gets too busy between the sheets during the season,
That's
it
the
seems
problem.
like.
He's going to Miami. That's the worst place for a guy that has been known to have some extramarital affairs. I feel bad
Allegedly.
for the allegedly.
Allegedly.
Although
That's right.
I believe everybody has spoken out and said that it happened, but allegedly.
Yeah, but they're not journalists like us.
That's right. That's right.
We're clear on
Yeah,
things.
I worry about him down there.
Finally want to bring this up since Roker mentioned he went to high school with R. Kelly, which was the Kenwood Academy on the south side. So he never went to class, but saw him in the assemblies, and he sung wonderfully.
Yes, he did.
Voice of an angel. So the IHSA, the Illinois organization that investigates these kind of things for high schools, has cleared the Kenwood boys basketball team for state playoffs after the investigation removed several players and coaches saying they didn't. Basically, it's a resident issue. They didn't live in the area of the school. Now, you went there, so that's a public school, correct? Or do you have to test your way in?
It's a public school, but you have to live in the district to go to that school.
Yeah, you can't come from
Right.
outside. Like, let's say it's on the north side, you have Lane Tech, where if you test into that school, it's a public school, but you don't necessarily have to live exactly in an area to go there. If you qualify with the test, you can still go to the school. This school, you have to live in the area. So they're saying 5 of the players and a couple of the coaches did not live in the area. They asked for gas bills, like ComEd bills and stuff.
Right.
And they just gave somebody. Now, some of these kids were getting out of bad situations to live with somebody in the district to have a better life and then go to a better school.
Right. You give your auntie's address, you take her bill in, and
Yeah.
this is where you live.
Is that what you did?
I actually didn't live in the district where Kenwood.
Oh,
was.
really?
I should have gone to King High School,
Okay.
which was 2 blocks from my house.
So you used your auntie's address?
But I actually got into. I started high school in 7th grade.
Wait a minute.
I got into. I got into a program at Kenwood in 7th grade.
And now you're here with us?
Yeah.
You're not
I know.
in NASA?
It's been downhill from there.
Yeah, I'm stopping the show for a second. You went to high school in 7th when you were 13?
Yeah.
Okay.
We thought it was shocking you went to high school with R. Kelly. We didn't know you were 13.
This is another revelation from Al Roker Jr. Now, you got in a program because what? You were smart?
Apparently.
No, because he was cool, Brian.
Well, I thought maybe you had a good jump shot.
No, it was not for my athletic prowess. No, I guess I was
Wow.
smart.
And-
I went to Montessori school.
Yep, I've heard of that. You know what that is, Case?
Yes, I do, yeah.
Okay, that's like where they teach you, well, I don't even know what the hell it is. I thought I knew. I mean, Wait, Megan's friend's kid is going to Montessori school. She's 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, basically she can use a fork and a knife now. So that's kind of what
Are you thinking of culinary school?
No. Like, they teach you advance faster in a lot of things.
You do, yes. It's a different style of learning that you do in Montessori school.
Okay.
So I went to Montessori school until I was in 6th grade.
Yep.
And then my mother was a teacher, Chicago Public School teacher, so I don't know if she pulled some strings or whatever. But they took my test. Oh, by the way, we didn't have tests at Montessori school.
Oh, of course.
And we didn't have homework.
Oh, that sounds great.
This sounds like a Lori Loughlin situation.
We didn't have homework. We had in-school checking accounts.
What?
Yeah. To buy things, yogurt, and granola bars, and things of that nature.
I mean, the quote "Field of Dreams," it sounds like heaven. So did you get into school and then start high school when you were 13 and everybody else was 15 and older?
Everyone else was 14, or no, yeah, you start 14. I guess I was 12, right?
Yeah, so were you picked on?
It was weird. They were like, because, I mean, we were like little runts,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we looked like we were in 7th grade.
Yeah.
And we're running around with all the big kids. And I remember we would run from our classroom, you'd get that long bell, right?
Yep.
We would run from the classroom when the bell would ring for lunch, down the stairs to the other side of the school and be in the line at the cafeteria before the bell stopped ringing. And then we would eat our lunch in 4 minutes before the next bell and then go outside and play tackle football.
Why'd you want to do it so fast?
Because we wanted to have more time to play tackle football.
Oh, okay.
The quarters needed to be longer.
Yeah. and lunch was, how much you think lunch cost when I went to lunch?
Oh, boy.
Oh, God, I don't know, 25 cents?
Well, pretty close, 40 cents.
Oh, my God.
40
40
cents.
I don't know what lunch is in high school now. It's like $10 probably.
Probably, yeah.
It's expensive. I know for me when I was in high school, it was almost $3 a day for lunch, and you have like an account built in where it just takes money out of that account, but it's not 40 cents.
Man, I brown bagged it.
Oh.
I had a ham and cheese every day from kindergarten to senior year of high school. Ham and cheese sandwich and chips.
Could you go off campus and eat?
What's a campus in high school?
Sorry.
As far as I remember, campus was college. Jeez. All right, listen, we're going to get you on the phones after Blink to compete for Pearl Jam tickets at Wrigley Field against Roker in trivia.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Before we get to the phones, a couple follow-ups. We're just talking about how Roker led this privileged life on the South Side. Going to Kenwood Academy at, 12 years old through a program there?
Yeah.
And you went to Montessori school. Is Montessori school, you have to pay for it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You have to pay for it. That's why I didn't go to Montessori school for 7th grade, because it got too expensive.
But getting into Kenwood, you tested into that thing, and then that was free.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Got that. So you mentioned lunch was 40 cents back then?
40 cents.
Let's see. Elizabeth checked in. High school teacher here. Minimum $5 for a sandwich by itself now at high school lunches. $3.50 for a tiny bag of chips in the vending machine. So I was right. It's about $10 for lunch if you go that route. Now, Jose checked in and said, ahoy, guys, Curry High School students also get the chance to have their bank account with the school's bank. So I guess you set up I don't know what bank. Let's say it's a Chase Bank or whatever, and then you can access that at school to pay for your food? Is that what he's talking about?
Or maybe they have a bank set up, like I was saying, what we had at my Montessori school, where we had set up an in-school bank. And they gave you checks so you could buy, granola bars and yogurt and things like that.
Yeah.
Because that's something that they don't teach you in public school.
Yeah, you got to go to Montessori school to learn that.
Yeah.
Wow, what a world. All right. It could be a great world for you if you win Pearl Jam tickets before you can buy them at Wrigley Field. 312-591-8300. Call now to compete against Roker. It's Clash with Kenzie. She's out on maternity leave. And no matter what, if Roker wins, we're not giving you the tickets. It's sad. We know you're nice people. But we give everybody a chance to listen. So let's say you're not the person selected to compete against Roker. Well, at the end of trivia, if Roker wins, everybody will have a chance to get these tickets for Pearl Jam.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
You can't defeat her. She's too powerful.
Clash with Kenzie.
Let the battle begin.
Q101.
Oh, here we go. Pearl Jam tickets go on sale. The overall sale starts at noon today here in Chicagoland. So you got the tickets. We got the tickets for free for Wrigley Field all week long. Just so you know. Okay, here's what's happening. Roker is doing trivia today. If he wins, everybody listening still has a chance at these tickets right now. We're going to have another pair at 8 o'clock. So this next half hour is like a power hour.
It's a power half hour.
Half hour power hour. Oh, trying to think of some kind of...
The point is be
Stick
here.
around.
Yes, there's good stuff coming.
I'm trying to just get somewhere like the ShamWow commercial, but it's not working. I don't know. So stay here for these tickets. Because Becca might here win them, and it's over for this round here for you. But Becca, ahoy, what's going on with you? Tell us something about yourself.
I was just telling Case that I was waitlisted 5 times for tickets this morning. So
Wow.
This is literally my last chance to get tickets. So no pressure or anything.
Now, if you don't know what that means, with the on-sale registration for these tickets, you have to get this fan registration through Ticketmaster.
Right.
You could get waitlisted. You can't have the opportunity to purchase just yet. And some people, like my wife, Megan, she's not waitlisted. I'm sorry, Becca. She can buy tickets today. But I signed up and I got waitlisted. What's up with that? I've been in radio over 20 years and I get waitlisted,
You
but
got no
Megan,
pull, none.
Megan does audit and she gets in.
Did you just do the Do You Know Who I Am to the Ticketmaster wait list?
Hell yeah, I did. I'm trying to fight for me and Becca over here because I'm going to buy some extra tickets too, and So listen, this is your chance to win them, Becca. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. First one to 5 wins. Call heads or tails right now. Call it on the
Calling
air.
heads.
Heads. It's tails.
Oh, no.
Okay.
So we just call the game right now?
No.
Okay, let's go here. So Roker goes first. Roker, what color must all athletes wear when performing in the Wimbledon tennis tournament?
White?
White is right. You like that word?
Yeah. I bet.
All right, Becca, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
When Michael Jordan played for the Chicago Bulls, how many NBA championships did he win?
Oh, 6.
6. No hesitation.
Nice.
Good job.
That's good.
Back to Roker. Paella is the national dish of what country? Paella.
Paella would be maybe
3, 2. Give me a country.
Spain.
It is Spain.
Oh, man, at the buzzer.
Oh, no.
Oh, Roker pulling one out early. 2-1. It's back to Becca.
You ever had paella?
Yes, delicious.
It's so good. Okay, Becca?
Yep.
What country is Corona beer imported from?
Mexico.
Just want to give her a little gimme there. There
Nice.
we go. Back to Roker.
Yep.
In which Britney Spears music video does she appear as a stewardess? Roker.
Boy.
I know you've seen them all.
Yeah, right.
3, 2.
Toxic.
Wow.
Oh my God! At the
Wow.
buzzer again.
Wow.
Becca, I am sorry.
Oh, my God. That was so sad.
She sounds so sad. Becca, you're still in it. It's only 3-2. Here we go, Becca. What is the largest lizard called, Becca?
Is it a Komodo dragon?
It is a Komodo
Nice.
dragon.
Now, Becca's
Nice.
smart.
Good
Becca's
job.
smart. I like
Nice.
this.
I like Becca.
3-3, and it's back to our friend Al Roker Jr.
I can't stop thinking of Superbad, by the way, when I say Becca's name. Sorry, Becca. Okay, here we go. Roker, name one of the 3 types of rock. So there's types of rock, as Case was talking about the Earth earlier on in the moon.
Stalagmite?
Stalagmite is not right. So, Becca, can you name one of the 3 types of rock?
I'm going to say indigenous.
Indigenous? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
It's not right, but you were so close, and you almost said the other one that would have been right. Metamorphic. Metamorphic, I think you were going to say.
I was going to say.
And sedimentary and igneous.
Ah.
It's not
Boy,
indigenous.
that took me back to 6th grade.
When you were in high school.
All right.
The good news, Becca, the ball has rolled your way. It's back to you. You've got the advantage. It is 3-3. It is Becca's turn.
Becca, what fruit do raisins come from?
Grape.
Grapes is right. Becca's got 4.
That's huge. That's huge.
Let's see. Back to Roker here to try to tie it up. Roker. Which band recorded and released the song Cotton Eye Joe? Remember that song?
No, I don't.
If you go to a bar,
Like, that's going to help.
like go to a bar in your town of Joliet some night,
Yes.
and there'll be 10 people dancing to this when it comes up on the jukebox, and they take over the bar, and you're kind of annoyed.
I have
3, 2,
no idea.
no idea. Okay, Becca, do you know? For the win, actually.
Is it the redneck?
It's
Yay!
Becca, you're going to see Pearl Jam at Wrigley Field.
I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much. I'm literally going to cry right now.
Clash with Kenzie. The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
So, Roker, that was redneck. So, red and then NEX. Rednecks.
Gotcha. Okay.
You'll never forget that now,
No,
will you?
I won't.
Rednecks. There you go. Now, for everybody else, don't worry. Coming up in 27 minutes, 8 a.m., another pair of tickets for Pearl Jam at Wrigley Field from Brian and Kenzie and Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So coming up 20 minutes, another pair of tickets for Pearl Jam at Wrigley Field, 8 o'clock. Also, I want you to put in your phone 9 o'clock. Just put that in there as a reminder to be here because we're going to have world premiere music from Linkin Park. How about that?
Wow.
How about that? We talked about this yesterday a little bit, how they're only going to release material that they have found that is special because obviously in honor of Chester. They're not going to continue as a band. They haven't done that. They're not going to make new music with his vocals that they still have probably millions of hours of outtakes from his time in recording studios, but they are releasing this song that was never released.
That's right. It's from the One More Light sessions in 2017, which was the last record they put out with Chester. They've got a greatest hits album coming out. This is sort of the lead single off of that greatest hits album because it's never been heard before.
Right.
So a lot of new, exciting Linkin Park stuff, and we'll have that song Q101 premiere at 9 o'clock today.
So 8 o'clock, Pearl Jam, Wrigley Field, 9 o'clock, that world premiere Linkin Park here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101 and Al Roker here sitting. And these stories seem to come up every once in a while about high schools just being really dumb and not being self-aware and kind of making a rule for no reason. There was a high school in Texas that they're actually going to in suit. A Texas judge ruled that a school district can restrict the length of a male student's natural hair. So it's a black kid that has dreadlocks and, very well coiffed hair. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's not
right. It's not like it's crazy and all over the place.
Yeah, and so
Not Medusa.
God, I wish I could grow dreadlocks and look like that. I really do. I'm sure the double features will
I'm
Photoshop
so
that
glad
later.
you can't. Honestly, I'm so glad you don't have dreadlocks.
My hair has gotten I still have a good head of hair. I'm thankful for that, and only a little bit of gray, but it's not thick. I used to not be able to get a comb through my hair. It was so thick. Lebanese hair,
Yep.
Yeah, that's tough.
Those were the days, huh?
Yeah, it's all gone now. All right, but this is stupid. And why are you wasting time with this of making this go to courts? The family fighting. What I found interesting is it's the Barbers Hill Independent School District.
Really?
Of course it is.
Oh my God.
The Barbers Hill School District has made this ruling, and a lot of people have come to the kids' support, and they're fighting it. Now there are laws in place where you can't do this.
In Illinois, you can't
Is that right?
discriminate against someone because of their hair.
Yeah, the Texas Crown Act went into effect. It's called, this is again, there's high schools in Texas in September, prohibits discrimination based on hairstyles that are associated with a particular race or culture. And they're not doing this for Native American students, and this happens to be with this black kid, and so I don't know what's going on in that district down there. It's in Texas, so who knows? But it's constitutionally protected. And to your point, there are schools or districts that are doing this. They're banning hairstyles.
No, well, it was happening a lot. Now, in Illinois, you can't ban a hairstyle.
Oh, you cannot
You cannot do it in Illinois.
Good.
Right.
Good. Because why can't you just have your own hair in high school?
Exactly.
Yeah, and as an adult, too. But, unless it's a military school and everybody has a shaved head.
That would be the exception.
I don't want to do that because I think my head looks really bad.
Yeah, you could kind of watch a movie on your forehead right now. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you got a great head, Roker. Roker's head is great.
What do you like about it?
It's just it's all perfectly clean, and your hairstyle, which is I know shaved very down.
Yeah, it's easy maintenance.
Yeah,
easy maintenance.
He's a handsome man. That's
Do you
what I'm
feel
saying.
like it's proportional?
Totally proportional.
Yeah, I
See,
agree.
at his point, my forehead's a drive-in theater.
It is.
It's not good.
Hey, grab a blanket, get comfortable.
That's why I can't wear like flat-billed baseball hats, and I want to. But
you want to? You have that desire?
yeah.
Okay.
All the best ones are that, and I can't. I have to wear the curved bend-arounds.
That's right.
That's what I wear. My Cubs hats are all bendy. Or I bend the flat-billed ones, which is not a good look.
No, it's not.
Because it looks exactly like that.
When those first got popular, I thought you were supposed to bend them, and they just came flat from the factory.
No. If you do that, you look like an undercover cop. You can't be trusted.
That's exactly what I look like. So we were sitting here thinking about it, of your school, if it had a really stupid rule. And you can check in. I want to hear from your voices here at 312-591-8300. Did your school have like an unnecessary, stupid rule just to make a rule? You know what I mean? Casey, you had one right from your high school?
Well, yeah, because my high school, our colors were royal blue. So our colors were royal blue. Our rival high school's colors were red. So when we would play each other in football or basketball, everybody would wear bandanas of that color to school.
Oh, boy.
In one new year, we had a new vice principal at the school. He's a black vice principal. He'd come from the inner city, came to a nicer school in Indiana. And
He went to the burbs, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he showed up to school the first Friday, Rivalry Friday. We're playing our rival high school, and he sees a mob of kids coming in with blue bandanas. And honest to God, he thought gang warfare was about to break out in this school.
Fair statement, by the way, on his part.
Of course. We were connected. So he made this big ruling. He's like, bandanas are not allowed on school property. I will not have gangs in my school. And we were all like, well, we're like kids from the suburbs. Like, this isn't gang warfare. We just like our football team.
Yeah, it's a football game, dude.
It was
Chill out.
never overruled. We still cannot wear bandanas to that high school.
This is in Fishers, Indiana?
That's right.
All right, right north of Indianapolis. And it's your school colors.
Yes, exactly. He thought they were gang colors.
So you can't wear your colors in school.
Yeah, that's right.
Good Lord.
Is the principal still there?
He is. And he's a good guy, but he was so spooked. Nobody gave him the heads up that I guess we were like big into bandanas.
Yeah.
And he was like, I can't let this happen. I'm not going to have gang warfare under my watch.
I had a bandana phase.
Yeah?
Remember that, Roker? A couple of years I wore bandanas at Q101 back in the day.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's a terrible look on me.
Yeah.
Terrible. I don't know why I thought that was good.
Was that when you were wearing your black leather jackets too?
I was wearing black leather jackets and track pants to work every day.
What an awesome guy.
God. I'll put pictures on Facebook up of that later for
You
y'all.
don't need to. It's okay.
No, if you need a good laugh for a Friday. Did your school, any of your schools, Roker, have a dumb rule, like an unnecessary rule?
Not that I can think of, no.
Because I had one on my high school that you couldn't sit on the steps outside of high school 15 minutes before class. And I may have started this because I had ADD undiagnosed. I could not go in the school until exactly the bell rang. I didn't want to waste 1 second of not being outside.
Okay.
So I'd sit on the deck out front because with the burnouts that were all smoking.
Right.
And I thought that was cool because I was one of them and I wasn't.
You're the only person, Kenzie said this before, the only person that wanted the burnouts to like you.
I did. I love the vocational section of school. I always used to walk down there and they were always building things down there
Well,
too.
that's usually what they do in the vocational section.
I know.
Yeah.
I thought they had
It's a
real
vocation.
Well, the thing was, they were supposed to leave school and get a good job because they got a vocation in school. You know,
And they just hung around and just kept smoking weed under the bleachers.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. They'd hang out at the football games when they were 27 years old, still smoking weed out front. I just thought they were cool, and I wanted to be one. But I remember they said you cannot sit out front, and they said, quote, it's a bad look.
It is.
Because it looks like no one's going to class. I said, no, school hasn't officially started yet. The bell for that homeroom first period has not rung, so I'm not going in any second longer than I have to. And they made the rule for me to get me off my ass, off the steps, to go in. Everybody got pissed at me because other people did it, but they just blamed me because I was a 6'4¼ dork sitting out there.
Right.
The burnouts looked cool. They said, I'm not messing with those guys. They're gonna like slash my tires if I make that rule, but Brian's gonna do nothing.
No.
So yeah, just because it, quote, a bad look for hanging out front of the school. That was a rule that my high school made. And as far as I know, they still have it.
You still have it?
I'm sure. Yeah. But check in 312-591-8300. Did your school have an unnecessary, stupid rule? Call up and explain it to us.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
As we said, about 7 minutes away from Pearl Jam tickets at Wrigley Field. Free ones. This takes no competition. You just listen. We tell you to call and you win. 8 o'clock. That's coming up here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Al Roker Jr. here filling in for Kenzie while she's on maternity leave. And, of course, Case, the producer, here as well. We're asking the question, did your school have an unnecessary, weird rule? And there's a lot coming on the text line. We'll get to the phones in a second. But Chris over in Warrenville just checked in. He said, over in Indiana, we were only allowed to drive our tractors to school on the last day of the year.
This takes me back home.
He said, otherwise, you would get in trouble and sent home on your tractor. So that was the rule. So I guess they had tractor day or something.
Wow.
That's awesome.
I knew a kid that rode his horse to school once, and he got in a bunch of trouble for riding his horse to school. So he rode his horse to school, and the school called home and was like, hey, J. Daniel, which was his name, J. Daniel rode his horse to school. You have to come get it. So they came on their horses and picked up the horse. So they rode home 2 people, 3 horses. And then I guess he took the bus home that day.
Yeah. What a Yellowstone vibe that has.
I know.
That's so good. Wow. I was just thinking that all of a sudden I just thought of the dreadheaded cowboy.
Oh, my God, that's right.
yeah,
I
right.
don't know, whatever happened to him? Is he in?
I thought did he go to jail? I know he got arrested for something.
He was riding his horse on the Dan
on the
Ryan.
Dan Ryan, yeah, exactly.
And I know that it was abusive because the horses can't ride like that on concrete like
Right.
that. So I think his horses got taken away, but I don't know if he's in jail or they just took his horse away.
Well, what is a dreadheaded cowboy without a horse? He's really no man
You're
at all
not
at
a
that
cowboy
point.
at that point,
exactly.
yeah.
Just a dreadhead.
I know.
I'll say, so your school had a weird rule. Andrew checking in from Homewood. What's up, bud? Hello, Andrew. Oh, we lose him?
Oh, where'd he go?
I
Andrew.
don't know.
Hello?
Yeah, there you
he
are,
is.
buddy. So what was your school's weird rule?
So I went to a Catholic school, so we had to wear uniforms. And me and 2 buddies always wore belt buckles. I still wear a belt buckle, but it became a competition of whose belt buckle could be the biggest and weirdest.
Yeah.
So we got to the point where they were huge, like rodeo style, cover your entire abdomen size belt buckles.
Uh-huh. Those are good belt buckles.
The religion teacher started to complain because she said that now these were modern day cod pieces that drew attention to our genitals. And we were banned from wearing belt buckles at school ever again.
Oh, it's your fault. It's your guys'
Yeah,
fault.
it's my fault. Yeah.
All these new Gen Zers, they can't go in there wear their belt buckles.
And they
because,
want you so bad.
I'm sure they do. Yeah.
I'm also not allowed to wear them in courthouses because they can be used as a weapon.
Are you a lawyer? Do you go to courthouses a lot?
I'm not a lawyer, but I have been in courthouses quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm not a lawyer, but I've been arrested a few times.
I have needed lawyers, yes.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.